Hello there, lads, lasses, and anyone in between. Welcome to the 6++ Lunchtime Show, the Christmas edition. I'm wearing a t-shirt with reindeers on. Jack has got his lovely little background. And
I've got a red background.
Got nothing. I got nothing.
Got nothing.
Oh.
So welcome to the show, guys. Let's go on to our first co-host. Jack, how the devil are we today, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm enjoying that time of the year again where I decide I don't want to play 40k and actually I'd rather go and play AOS. So I've been painting. Come on, camera.
Oh, it's a lizard man.
It's a lizard.
The crocs are got.
There we are.
So cool, aren't they? They're so cool.
Yeah, I'm now back to doing the AOS things again for a little while.
Little gobbo. I got my little goblin wolf riders ready as well. I actually got an event over the Christmas after the Christmas period for New Year's. It's on the 27th. So
Nice.
we got a bunch of people meet up in Newcastle, and we turn up with just AOS stuff. I normally take Skaven, but I've got all the goblin wolf rider models now, so I'm going to go and take them instead. And apparently they're terrible. That's perfect. That's exactly the vibe I'm going for. It's gonna be awesome. So Tom, how the devil are you, sir?
I'm all right. I mean, like Jack, I'm not like massively 40k motivated over Christmas because we do that so much that it's quite nice to chill out a little bit. So I think I'm trying to work out. There's a one day thing in Winchester on the 28th that I've been to the last couple of years and always taken something a bit weird. And I'm trying to decide what to take for that. And I can't be bothered to hobby. I don't want a hobby right now. I just want to. So it's like, what list can I make that isn't going to immediately die from the available models? So I'll figure that out over the next couple of days. Probably one of the new detachments. Harlequins or Night Lords or something. Just try one of those out. But yeah, otherwise I'm good. I'm enjoying the break and looking forward to seeing family and doing a nice Christmassy time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the dry turkey. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, yes.
I love the turkey with absolutely zero moisture in it whatsoever, and
It's so important.
You have to like drown it in gravy just to make it feasible. That's the level of turkey that I want this year. So let's get on to the show. I'm going to do this completely seamlessly, and it's going to be completely fine. I do this all the time, and it always goes well.
Yeah.
For those that haven't noticed, we don't have Chris here today, and I don't know if you can tell from the current technological, skill that Ed is showing here. But,
did that work?
I can see it on my screen.
I can see
hopefully everyone else can see it too.
Fantastic. Well, I understand why Chris struggles to do this so seamlessly now, but let's get into it. So let's get into it, guys. Let's look what we're doing first. As soon as I get to actually play it. Oh, why can't I play? There we go. So in today's show, we have the year in Warhammer. So I guess there's going to be something we're going to be covering, as I'm sure that Chris will tell us what we're going to talk about in the year of Warhammer in the slideshow. Then we have Event at Spotlight, Ragnar GT. One of our own, Harley Scully, turned up to that and did quite well, which we'll cover. We have an interesting Who Am I this week. Unfortunately, I got it wrong with the hints that Chris sent me over, but now I know the answer, so I will be able to give you an accurate one. Then we have a few list surgeries and a couple of Dear Deirdres. So
Nice.
Let's get into it. This year in Warhammer. Highlights from the year. Let's get on to yourself, Tom. What are highlights from yourself this year that you thought were particularly awesome?
By the way, Ed, apparently none of our... I don't know how Chris does it, but normally we still have our faces at the bottom of your screen.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Are the faces not there this time?
They know what we look like, though, don't they? They know our faces. But yeah, it probably is quite good to have the faces. Is there any way of adding us underneath?
Can you just click Add to Scene?
Try it. See what happens.
Cool. I might have to go out of this and go back into Email.
Thank you, 8Ball Pro 865, for letting us know.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I believe that is my dad.
Oh. There you go. So it's a screen share. There you go, Ed. We're getting there.
If we go there,
progress.
But then So why isn't it doing that? Spotlight.
I do love the infinite mirrors.
It's the infinite mirrors are great. So let's just go there. I'm obviously I'm obviously professional at this. So if we go,
I like that it has no problem making Ed speak, but then it won't.
Everyone afterwards. Yes.
There we are. We're doing it now.
Genius. Completely seamless. So, year in Warhammer. So, highlights from the year, Tom. What would you reckon? What's something
I think it's been a really good year. I think the highlights. What have the highlights been? I think WTC was a massive highlight. I really enjoyed that. I think for the game overall, the game itself has been really good. Our team's grown a lot this year. It's been nice seeing that. I've really enjoyed the RTTs and watching our lads kind of getting on at that. There have been some good team events. I did Saffron teams with Legion at one point. Really enjoyed that. And it was obviously always fun playing with Alfaris. I got to do that a couple of times as well. Yeah, so I think it's a whole mix, really. And I think a lot of GSC got played. I think probably my biggest highlight has been the bit of the year where I wasn't playing GSC. I've enjoyed that a lot. That's been infinitely better than the 7 or 8 months where I was playing GSC.
That's much more fun time.
Yeah, but there's been loads of really cool things. I think I did enjoy getting top cut at South Coast with you when we doubled top cut. That was right at the start of this year. That was a strong start to the year. With the 6 shining spears.
It's funny that was a simpler time when it was done.
It really was.
It's like, how on earth was that the pinnacle of Warhammer at this stage? But hey,
so good, so good. So yeah, lots of fun things. It's been a good year for the Eldari book as well. There's obviously been lots of very mental rules in that, so I feel like we've had a lot of fun mucking about with that. Yeah.
Lots of balanced rules.
Oh, so much balance. Yeah.
So much balance. I feel like it's so balanced that people
really
don't balance too much. But we'll go. That's a subject for another video. So Jack, highlights in Warhammer. I imagine you have a few. Get into it, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, it's WTC, right? Like that's the culmination of pretty much a year's worth of work. I mean, I play a lot of Warhammer anyway, and I think WTC was pushing the limits of how much Warhammer I wanted to play. But I think I went over there and had a pretty good showing for myself, and I think the team had a perfectly good year. You know, aiming for that sort of building year, ready for next year and the future. I think outside of like personal Warhammer highlights, it's just good to see the tournament scene growing still, really, right? Like it's been there's been such good growth on the tournaments side of things and the streaming and the publicity of the game, right? It feels like we're really taking some good steps towards just making it a bigger and better game, really.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Sorry, someone just walked.
I agree with that. The community side growing has been awesome to see, and I think that's the same for the England stuff, right? It's been really fun watching that grow into like a full community, and the Discord and stuff that all really sprung up this year. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, I mean the Discord, you can basically pick your evening, go on there, and there'll be like 2 or 3 games being played over the course of the evening.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love the scrims going on as well and that sort of thing. It's been a massive growth with that, a big push. So it's good to get to play people from other international teams. It's really awesome to get to do that. So yeah, it's good. It's really good. I think highlights for myself. I think WTC was one as well. I didn't get to go with teaming this year, but I did get to go with Team UN.
And you did absolutely smash, Ed.
I had some fun. I got to play some LR and some peoples. I got to play some awesome opponents. I had an awesome weekend overall. It was just a good holiday. So, that was one of the highlights for me. Another highlight was probably finishing Fulgrim. I know it's a hobby-based one, but finishing Fulgrim, I was really happy with how he turned out. So, from a hobby perspective, I was really happy with doing that. And probably finishing the stream for the charity stream, which is really awesome. So that was pretty fun as well.
Yeah, your War Palette Studios launching is pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I think I'm going to be doing more painting content for. Well, I'm going to be doing I've got a video coming out this week actually, 46++, which is going to be how to paint an ultramarine. So that's going to be fun. So I'm excited to see how that gets. See if everyone likes those videos. And
he's in the chat, Ed. But we should probably say, obviously, Tom Green joining our team is obviously the highlight of our year.
Oh yeah, of course. I forgot he existed. So yeah, Tom Green joined us. Yes, Tom Green joined us, and also Sam Dunn so far.
That's really cool too.
I think Ben joined this year as well, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So we've had a lot of really awesome,
just good eggs, all round good eggs coming in.
Good eggs, like we've had them all come in. They've all just sort of settled in and got on with it like extremely well. They've had some fun at some team events. Tom's still waiting for his first debut, but I'm sure that will be at some point next year. And that's going to be exciting to get him on the team and get him in that pink shirt, which I'm sure will look way more handsome in than any other shirt that you can imagine. So yeah, it's going to be awesome. So we had plenty of awesome stuff happen this year. So let's go on to the lowlights because we're on the internet. We have to talk about something negative, of course.
Let's be real, right? Yeah.
Let's be
Can
real.
I go on a 20-minute rant about last week's data slate again?
We've got time.
Yeah, go on, Jack.
We've got time, Jack. You crack on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the end of this year has been very disappointing in terms of the direction the game has gone, really.
I agree.
Like, it feels like we've had a year of... It's certainly one of the more balanced versions of Warhammer I've played over the years.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like last minute, it's kind of all gone down the drain after a certain Space Marine release. And then, the floodgates have opened. All right, we've got one problem list. So what we're going to do to fix the problem list is make 8 other problem lists that all can vaguely play the big problem list, but then everyone else can't play into any of those problem lists at all.
Yeah.
So it feels like we've kind of like, in an attempt to fix the problem, just made everything even worse.
And we used to call that 9th edition, right? That was, I believe, how 9th
Yeah, it feels like it's a bit of a step back in how we balance the game, right? Like that very much was an 8th and 9th edition thing of going, okay, this army's a problem. What do we do? I know, let's make 3 other things equally broken to play on par with that. And it's a little bit disappointing to see to end the year on that after what I would say has been a pretty good year of Warhammer balance-wise, and any particularly egregious standouts. A certain detachment I might have won an event with near the beginning of the year got punted into the sun pretty quickly. So I don't know. It feels like a step back, and not the end of the year we all wanted to finish on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's unfortunate because we were in a relatively okay place. There was always something that was either over. Even to be fair, just before Victrix came out, there was a couple of armies that were overtuned, but not far away. And then Victrix came out, and then they haven't power balanced everything afterwards. It's really hard to power balance something if Victrix stay that level. Like, what do you compare it to? Do you leave Victrix to dominate, or do you? It's really hard to sort of make an assessment of a meta when you've got a unit that's so dominant and then they don't nerf it enough. Do you know what I mean? Because then they're just sort of like they try and compare these armies to this problem unit that creates these issues. So yeah, it's a sad state of affairs at the end of the year, unfortunately. But hopefully, in 3 months it'll be fine. So that'll be good. Or maybe some other new answers in the meta will come out. Tom, any lowlights for you, sir?
Lowlights. I think probably just for me, this is probably the first year where I came up a bit against. I'm probably playing this and trying harder at this than I necessarily have the energy to do all the time. I'm sure both of you can relate to that a little bit. I think we've obviously tried to kick up onto a level which requires a lot of work to get to, and I'm very happy. Like sitting there now, it's probably like if I ever got in shape, I imagine it's what that would be like. Where you're at the other end, you're like, you know what? I'm glad I did that, but God, that was a lot of time and effort. And it was a lot of time and effort sunk in. I think now that I'm able to play a bit less and still retain a pretty decent standard, I feel a lot better. And I think I sort of had to go through a year of working very hard at the game in order to get to that point. So I think that was tough at points, and there were definitely. It's not like when 40k becomes more of a job or more of a full-time existence, which it did at times this year. The enjoyment goes quite a lot, and so it was. I think I sort of needed to have a bit of a step back and find the fun in it and preserve it a bit towards the end of the year. But I have done that now, so that was probably the main thing. Was just a bit of a cautionary note of don't get too sucked into this, or you start not enjoying it very much.
Yeah, I feel like I can particularly sympathise with the 40k as Warhammer as a full-time job side aspect of things, right? It's like I think the challenge I found trying to balance. I mean, let's be honest, a huge amount of this time is like WTC prep and trying to get to that level, right? The challenge I found this year was trying to effectively not do, a day of working with Warhammer adjacent things, finishing my day, and then playing, 3 to 4 hours more Warhammer in a day, and then going to bed and repeating it the next day, right? And
100%.
You still need those things that sort of take you away from it for a little while.
Yeah, that makes sense. I have a similar view. Obviously, I do coaching. I do a lot of painting on the side as well now. As well. But the painting is good because I feel like it's a completely separate aspect of the hobby for me. Just because the competitive takes up so much time.
It seems to have been a really healthy way in which you found what you love about it again, right? In the latter half of this year.
Yeah, for sure. It's given me a different set of goals as well. Like next year, I'm really wanting to try and go for like a best painted at some stage. So, but to do that, I have to sort of like put the time in, and that means at some point I'm gonna have to take a less competitive list that I would probably like, because I just have to focus on finishing the units, like I did at the 6+ GT, which is fine. There's plenty of opportunity to do that.
That's tough. It's a big mental jump, but you did. Yeah, I was gonna say you did it at RGT, didn't you?
Yeah, I got fluffiest army. Watch out. I didn't get best painted, but there was a few incredible looking armies there, so I don't.
Yeah.
Cannot be mad about that, and the space walls just weren't quite that level at all. But yeah, so I mean, in other lowlights, I mean, I was very sad that I didn't get to go to WTC with Team England this year, but I also still got to go. I still got to go. I still got to see everyone. I still got to socialize. Still got to go on holiday. And I still got to have like that experience, which is really awesome. So I think it's a low light, yeah, but it's not outweighed anything else that I've had this year.
No. So as an ambassador for UN, you were unreal as well, right? You were so good. Like, I think you were exactly the kind of personality they wanted, which was someone who was going to bring a lot of fun and sort of integrity to how you did it.
Oh, for sure. Well, that was the entire for me. I was going in. We were like, we don't exist tomorrow. Right, or we don't exist.
Yeah.
Next year we get another team, and then this doesn't exist. So what our results do not matter. Like, we obviously try and do best in the games, but just for me, it was all about trying to keep everyone sweet and give people 6, 7. I can't remember how many rounds it was. Probably 7. seven good rounds of Warhammer, and try and give people that vibe. And Zach and Mark Ramon also went over that year. Zach did an amazing job with keeping everyone sweet. He was on the T Suns, and he's an absolute pleasure to play against. I know it's rare for T-Sun players, but he was lovely. So
he was really
he's a very charming man. He's a very charming man, Zach. It's the Australian charm in him, I think. So we've got a last question, I suppose, is what are we looking forward to in 2026? There's a lot to look forward to. Who wants to take that one?
Go on, Jack. You go first. It's obviously playing with Lord Croak, isn't it, Jack?
No. So the problem with taking Croak is that my favorite AOS model, in fact, one of my favorite models, period, is the normal Slan model.
Yeah, the Slan is fucking great.
And the two of them side by side, it probably looks a little weird in a list. So I have to choose which one I want, and unfortunately, I love that Slan model, so it's just going to be that.
I think it's phenomenal, yeah. No, that's the right call. I will only tease you about Croak. That's fair.
I mean, we'll ignore the fact that I know that the Slan is better competitively as well, but that's got nothing to do with this decision.
He's even looked at the AOS, tactics.
I had a brief look last night and this morning.
It brings your tip back to life, so it's a bit hard to argue with that.
Yeah, that's kind of it. But yeah, I mean, next year, I think it's just I just want to see a continuation of what we've kind of seen this year, right? I mean, we've had a bit of a setback with just the data slate, but I want to see it everywhere else, right? With events, with the streaming, the publicity of the game, just getting things out there a bit more, and it feels like we've set the foundations for those, right? Like UKTC have introduced their judges program over next year. We'll hopefully see, some really, hopefully a lot more professional events. I believe they put a newsletter out this morning guaranteeing that there would be 6 foot of space between tables and stuff like that. So it feels like we've set the groundwork for what I think is going to be a really, really big year for competitive 40k next year.
Yeah.
I think we will see some very substantial changes in our world.
It's exciting. And especially if it's positive changes like having room between tables at a venue. That's an insane prospect.
And to answer Naz in the chat, no, I am not excited for ITT. I am only playing ITT because you asked me to. If I had any input of myself over this, I would not be playing. But
I, for one, am excited for Jack to submit a Seraphon list and just
no. I've been we've been talking that I might be playing a certain crayon eating list of some variety, which has made me incredibly sad. But here we are.
That's what it takes sometimes.
So Tom, what have you got to look forward to in 2026? Warhammer related, ideally, but tell us anything.
Yeah, I will say I think this year for me in quite a few ways is going to be non-Warhammer focused in terms of what I'm genuinely really excited about. Sorry, Warhammer players. I've done a lot of Warhammer. You've all seen it. There's been a lot of Warhammer. Don't doubt my ongoing love for Warhammer. But I have some goals and other things I'm chasing after, which are outside of that, and I'm very excited for those. But as far as Warhammer goes, I want to put a lot of focus and effort into our team this year, because I think one of the side effects of chasing, England stuff and other bits and pieces, UK TCTV, whatever it is, over the last couple of years, is just that it means your focus goes a little bit away from your playing with your own team, playing with your own guys, helping them all level up and have a good time in the game. So I want to make sure I do that this year. And we've got a really cool ITT coming up where we've just sort of mixed the teams up, which we've not done in a while. And I think that's a really wholesome and exciting thing, because it means I'll get to play with some different people. I'll get to hang out with some other people in the team who I really like but haven't actually played with in a long time. And so I think doing a little bit more of that, trying to make sure I get along to one or two of our invitationals. Obviously, we've got running our events as well. All that team and community stuff. Like, our community's been insane this year, really, in terms of the response we've got and the growth we've got. And likewise, within our team, the lads are all out there representing and being these incredible ambassadors for the game. And I've just been conscious that it's that classic thing, isn't it? You get a bit sort of senior and busy, and then you're sort of like just not on the ground doing that stuff as much. So that's something I really want to make sure I do this year. And as Jack says, I think the game itself should, in theory, continue in quite a positive direction. There is a bit of me that says, actually, unfortunately, Jack, we might be in just a year of Marines being too good, because this is often how editions work, with the end and the beginning of the new one. So there might just be a trying to kill Space Marines year ahead of us, or using Space Marines, depending on your predisposition.
I'm not opposed to Space Marines being good, as long as it's just Space Marines. As long as it's just Marines, right? Then you can have builds that work into them, right?
Yeah.
I think part of the problem we've got at the minute is there's too many things that need covering, and as such, all of the fun snowflake builds you find that go, oh, it answers this thing, it doesn't work into the rest of it. So
yeah, I agree completely.
I think if it's just Marines, we are at least stepping back slightly in the right direction of not having loads of stuff that's too good. But
yeah, that makes sense.
How about you? What are you looking forward to?
What I'm looking forward to, I'm kind of on the same vibe with the leveling up the 6++ guys, to be honest. Because obviously I'm at that ITT and I've got a team. I've got
you do. You're leading, right?
I'm leading from
Very
the front. Cool. And it's pretty awesome to have that sort of have the guys in there, and they could send me lists, and I'm trying to help them out and all that sort of things. So it feels like I'm a lot more involved with some of the people that haven't really played on team events much before. So it's pretty awesome. So that's something that I'm looking forward to do. And also one of the main things I'm looking forward to do next year is hit smaller events across the country. My year this year was probably hit a UKTC event, hit a small local RTT or something like that, and that'd be maybe like once every 2 months, something like that, and that'd basically be my day. But now it's like there's lots of smaller, events that have WTC terrain, that have a much smaller margin of people that you can go and see and all that sort of thing. So you've got people who are going to be there. Yeah, exactly. So you're guaranteed like good experiences for everyone you're going to play. So I'm looking forward to getting to evolve in that a lot more. I'm also excited to do more painting, because that's one of the things I'm really trying to level up at the moment. So I'm looking forward to do that a lot more, and the content side of things as well. I'm looking forward to do more content. I'm looking forward to do more like series and all that sort of thing. So that's all exciting stuff that I'm looking forward to in 2026. So
yeah, 100%. I say that as far as the channel goes, Ed and I we've been at the other end seeing it. It's been just an absurd year, right? The growth has been really cool. People's engagement's been really good. So just it's going to be really fun continuing to find fun ways to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And ultimately, the more it's also been great, because obviously you've seen the growth this year and all that sort of thing, and also just like stuff like King of the Ping. I'm really excited to get involved with that.
Yes.
People. So I'm actually signed up to this one, because I'm actually going to put some time aside for it, because I think it's exciting.
Yeah.
In the community.
David's done a great job with that. We'll have to get you on a fight night as well, Ed. It's been a while.
Sure. Well, I'm back on days next year, so unfortunately, that is going to be a thing that I will be able to do. So for other reasons. But the year in Warhammer, that's lots of stuff that we can look forward to in 2026. And I think we are all not looking forward to having to fight Marines, but hey.
We have a question in the chat from John Black, who asks, what's the vision for 6++ from your perspectives in 1, 3, and 5 years?
Go on, Tom. Do you want to answer that first?
I'll give it a go. Look, in terms of the immediate year, what obviously you will have seen it, and I don't want to harp on about it too much, because I have harped on about it tons, and you're all people who know us, so you don't need me to tell you again. The fundraiser we've been running to get a stream setup sorted for WTC, that's this year. I think this year, in that sense, is like that's what we'd like to add to what we already do. We want to kick on with the events, kick on with the content, but we'd love to get the capacity to live stream, because as Ed's been talking about, that also gives us the ability go and visit an event and stream it and have a good time doing it that way, right? And cover these amazing events around, Saffron Slam like Lewis runs. We're huge fans of Lewis, and we'd love to be able to stream that one day. And as Jack Tight inevitably backhands one of our teammates,
can we get the ravine board on? Canyon ravine board
can we just
all weekend?
Exclusively stream the ravine? And
that's what I'm asking. That's the content I want to watch on on stream more.
Yeah, that would be sick. I'm down. I'm absolutely down.
Or the Magic Square table, where you have 5 men that are completely uninteractive.
No, Lewis has removed the magic box. I was so disappointed with the doubles that he's removed the godlike magic box building.
I love the godlike.
I was so disappointed.
I'm going to I brought one on the advance. My entire combat armies in magic boxes that you can't engage with.
So good.
That's going to be good.
So that's the big thing. And then in the years ahead of that, John, really, it's just... We've got to navigate making it all sustainable and workable. We have a big team to run. We've got a content empire to run, events to run. It's just making that all work and function in a way that all of the team can do happily. Keep finding interesting ways to do it and keep enjoying doing it. Beyond that, who knows? It just depends on the scaling up. The scaling up has been really interesting and really promising, but we would be the first to tell you we would be doing this anyway because we love doing it. And ultimately, the economic dimensions are less important to us than the community dimensions anyway, despite what our current running theme of jokes in our chat is, where I've become a sort of tax collector type figure for our community.
Give us money. Give us money.
Great.
You got paid? Give us your money.
It's just really funny considering like how completely useless financial wise I've always been in my entire life. That's the character, but that is where
Can we rename Tom in all the chats to the Sheriff of Nottingham?
Yes.
Tom, the Sheriff of Nottingham Lowman.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, and nickname any other streamers Robin Hood. The enemy.
How about you, Ed? What are your sort of long and short term goals with the team?
Well, next year I'm leaving. No, I'm joking.
Oh,
so,
oh no.
In this year, I think 6++ specifically, it's basically just be consistent with the content. Make sure that we carry on with the growth trajectory that we're on. And as you say, I think mainly we have a lot going on this year anyway. So I feel like just trying to make that consistent and feasible and manageable. The 3-year goal is probably, again, it's basically growth, keep it consistent. I feel like I'd say that for every single one. But like for me this year, I've invested quite a bit of like equipment and stuff like that to try and level up some of the videos that I'm doing, or sort of level up some of the editing and stuff like that. So at the start of the year, I'm going to be useless with editing, and it's going to be very much, I'm going to do a fade from a scene. But I'm going to try and level up the production value throughout the year and just see how it goes. By the end of the year, I might end up being a completely professional editor, totally, 100%.
I think you will. I believe in you.
I don't, but but I feel like adding, some of those things might be really cool for the channel. So I'm going to try, and also like adding, for instance, with the sort of changes that I'm trying to look at for the content I'm trying to make. I'm trying to look at doing graphics, some more B-roll and that sort of thing, make it look a little more interesting. So I'm trying to level up that stuff like a little bit like that from like my own personal perspective, and obviously painting videos. I want to do more painting videos. I want to do I've got a series coming up called The Long War, which is going to be New Year, New Army. So,
oh, nice. I wonder
anyone,
what that will be.
It's going to be fun. I think anyone who wants to join in with that can. I don't know how we're going to do it with the Discord yet or anything like that. I've made the video. It is done. It is edited. It is going to be released at some point, maybe today or tomorrow. But effectively, when that's up and running, you'll find out all about that, which is going to be super fun. Because I am doing a new army because I did my Space Wolves this year, so that was the Greatness, and I got them finished. But this year I'm going to try and look at it from because I learned a lot from doing that army, so I'm going to try and do a different army. So that's this year I'm going to try and do that and try and cover it with some content and show you guys some of the processes, maybe some kit bashes and that sort of thing. And also I'd love to start doing some form of hobby stream at some stage, but that's at some point in the future when I can find out when I can do it relatively consistently, so you guys can come watch.
Yeah, that's something I think. There's a few of the lads have talked about wanting to do something like that, and I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah. And the 5-year goal is obviously the yacht. We need the yacht so we can play Warhammer.
I was going to say the yacht. Actually, I mean that's obviously we don't tell them, but obviously that's what we're really going to spend the money from the fundraiser on is just. Oh,
I thought that was just for a crazy weekend in Amsterdam. To be honest.
But how do you think we're getting there, Ed?
Of course, by yacht. Yeah, of course. Got wheels on it for later.
How else are you supposed to get to the Europe? Without
Europe, they made a train. Apparently, apparently the journey back on the Eurostar is awful if you don't want to be on a train. But that's okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so that is our year in Warhammer. Some stuff we're looking forward to. So let's go on to the next bit. Next is Event Spotlight, Ragnar GT. So
Nice.
I wonder if he's done any slides on this, or whether I'm going to have to open BCP.
Is this?
Is this your time to shine? Yep, it's
I
your
believe
time
it
to
is. Yeah. All right, give me a moment.
Oh, we just seen all the answers. Shush! Don't look at it.
Don't look at it.
All right. Hopefully, Ed, you'll have to tell me, but there should now be a thing at the bottom for you to drag and drop in the thing.
Bosh!
Perfect.
And that means I'm not streaming anymore, so I can now look at it. Yay! So basically, this is the one where a guy called Harley, who plays for us sometimes, won an event. So we're happy for him, whoever he is, who uses world eaters, and yeah. On a serious note,
we should talk about his list. Well done, Harley, by the way, if you're listening.
He turned up and absolutely smashed everyone up.
He just absolutely bodied everyone with world eaters, which is pretty impressive considering he's not really played them much.
Yeah, they're famously an army that you don't need reps on, right? It's fine.
That's what I always hear about them.
Yeah, that's all I ever hear. I like to say it to Sam quite a lot just because he loves it.
Apparently, he painted these himself, and they're really impressive. I
was just about to mention. I heard something about the painting of these world eaters, but I don't know who had anything to do with that or whether they're in this group at all.
Harley the hobby main. That's what I'm going to call him now. I think that's what we have to start.
I mean, I think what's most impressive is he's managed to take a list of exactly the models I painted and hasn't tried to make the list better and borrow stuff from elsewhere. I think that's the
pretty
most
impressive. I suppose he's very much taken this because it's like a last minute GT thing and just wanted to use some models that he had painted, which is pretty awesome. So let's have a look at his list then. So we have a Demon Prince of Khorne with the hell. That's half damage, right? Or -1 damage?
Yeah, that's minus. There is it's -1 damage, and then there's a stratagem for another -1 damage in combat.
Yeah. So he's got a Helm of Brazen Fire. Also gives him some free strats and lovely stuff. We have Khan the Betrayer, the legend himself. He's a beatstick and goes in with some berserkers. We have a Lord Juggernaut with Battle Lust, so reroll charges, and I believe +1 a charge if you're in the reroll charge like thing, which is fun. We have a Slaughterbound with it doesn't have Berserker Glaive, but he is a Slaughterbound. He is himself a Berserker Glaive, which is pretty fun. Then we have 20 Khorne Berserkers. 20 Khorne Berserkers, and then 10 Khorne Berserkers. The 20 with the Juggernaut probably, and the 10 with Khan. Then we have a lovely little Chaos Rhino, which is going to be driving. Is basically Khan's Uber. Then we have 3 units of Chaos Spawn, some of the best early skirmishing units in the game, and then some 8-bound, and then we have 2 units of Exalted 8-bound, some Goremongers.
Oh, he's got the Goremongers, nice.
He does have the Goremongers. He has some of that infiltrate loveliness, and some Jackals. It feels like a World Eater list, and it feels like
it's not subtle, is it? It's going to run at you. It's going to hit you.
It's not subtle. It's definitely
I mean it's definitely going back into the Berserkers direction, right? It's like the typical World Eaters list we sort of saw, like maybe right around sort of WTC post WTC time, right, where everyone was like, want 20 Berserkers, want 10 Berserkers with Khan, want some other good stuff.
Forge Fiends going to just go in on many melee missiles instead, and
it feels like a lot of the recent talks is all about. I mean, I feel like I've been seeing more talk about 8-bound lately than maybe Berserkers and the like. Because I suppose if the meta is prepared for a 6-man or 8-man Victrix Guard unit and Calgar to Blood Surge, they're probably able to handle a 20-man unit Berserkers that Blood Surges. So nonetheless,
we've just all been working around the Berserker Blood Surge for quite a long time now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are probably much more like experts in in the dealing with Blood Surge than maybe they used to be.
Yes,
which is wild. This is wild. But yeah, this good job, Ali. Nice list.
Fantastic work. It's solid. It's a good list.
And we have T-Sons. I believe this is the guy that Harley played in the final.
Yeah, so this is the finalist, the Thousand Sons, Thomas Hicks. Oh, it's Rubrique Phalanx.
Mm-hmm. +1 save versus damage 1.
Oh, see, I knew it all along that Rubrique was a thing when I played it. I played that at least 3 months ago for one game, failed almost all of my spells, and immediately quit playing the army. That went really well. I remember that. I did have one really fun moment when Naz shot some Noise Marines at a unit of Terminators, killed the sorcerer because I put it on the squad sergeant, and then I got to kill the whole unit noise marines back.
No,
I love that bit. That was the peak of that list, and I don't think I will ever top the joy that gave me.
Yeah, very good.
It's like a 6-wound tank shock from a rhino. It's just nothing compares. Nothing compares. So yeah, they was actually obviously T-Suns are in a weird spot right now, right? A few people have been turning around and saying that they were dead since they got nerfed. Obviously, they're not. They're still doing some bits other places, and the Rubricate Phalanx is an angle that I haven't really seen much before. I don't really know much about the Rubricate Phalanx. I know the strats and the data sheet abilities, but I'm going to
guess Jack does, and he's going to.
Yeah. So sort of the gist of Rubricate Phalanx is that it makes your rubrics and your terminators incredibly annoying to interact with, right? There's quite a lot of stacking debuffs into your output that just sort of all adds together, and you end up with units that are maybe a little bit more durable than you think. The other main thing is that we'll get to the enhancement in a minute, but there's a very good enhancement here that's later on. So we've got a Demon Prince of Tzeentch with Arcane Thralls. He has an aura of -1 to hit against shooting. That's kind of his job. He stands around, makes things a bit more durable. He gets bonuses to cast as your other characters die off, if they're nearby. Or I think it's also enemy psychers as well, but I'm less sure on that one. So he sort of late game becomes quite a consistent caster, which is something the detachment otherwise kind of lacks. You've then got an Exalted Sorcerer with Risen Rubricate. I believe it's either that one or the next one. That is the enhancement that gives Infiltrate to either 2 Rubric squads or 1 Terminator squad. That's just a good rule, right? Who doesn't want to infiltrate units of 10 Terminators or Rubrics into the middle of the table from the start of the game?
Yeah.
He himself gives his unit a 4-up Invan, and they resurrect models. So again, it's sort of adding to that defensive block in one of his units. We've got 3 Sorcerers and Terminator armor, which probably implies there's going to be 3 units of Terminators in here somewhere.
One imagines following further down.
The Lord of the Rubricate gives his unit, I believe it is, +1 to hit. So that unit of Terminators will hit on 2s with lethals, probably have reroll 1s to hit from the magic powers, and just be a bit more reliable output-wise. The Terminators Sorcerers also give +1 to hit against one of the targets that they shoot, right? So if your sorcerer shoots something and everything else gets better. We've then got 10, 5, 5 rubrics, all with the Flamer Soul Reaper cannon loadout. There is an argument you can take bolters in this detachment, but I think Flamers are just better all the time, right? Like they're so good for T-Suns.
Yeah, it's the Overwatch threat. It's the damage extra. It's the extra damage. It's the auto hit. There's no chance of whiffing with hits. You can roll with rolling to it. I mean, you can roll with less hits, but it generally speaking, it just feels a lot more reliable, right?
Yeah. Then we come to the Terminators. It is only 10 5/5 Terminators, so this is likely going to have quite a bit more stuff than the normal Rubricate lists do. The sort of the main horrible thing you do with these guys, as I sort of hinted at, is that effectively someone will shoot at your Terminator unit, and you'll go, okay, I'm going to take the saves on the Aspiring Sorcerer. And then when the Sorcerer dies, there's a stratagem for a Rubricate unit within 6, which is the Terminators or Rubrics, to shoot at the enemy unit that killed your Psyker. So you affect, and it's not like Overwatch not hitting on 6s, it's just a full shooting phase. And these Terminators are hard enough to kill that you are only going to probably lose a couple of models at most in an activation. So you get to, the 10-man just gets to fully unload basically on whatever killed your Psyker. The Terminators have -1 of wound built in, so we're now -1 to hit, -1 of wound. It adds up, right? It makes them surprisingly blocky versus shooting.
Yeah.
We then got 3 units of Zangors and 2 units of Zangor Enlightened, just as some scoring and chaff units, really. It's quite nice to see a Rubricate list that's gone a little bit wider on the scoring stuff. It feels like a lot of Rubricate lists sort of get to the end of the list and you've got 1 chaff unit in the list. Admittedly, the cost of that is 10 Terminators, but I would be intrigued to play this and see actually how different it feels, because part of my issue was how little early game stuff the list had.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely. That's a cool list, actually. I really like it. Obviously, it's a shame that Harley beat it. I'd rather it had gone the other way. But no, very cool, and I can see why it perhaps struggled a little bit to to deal with a massive onslaught of tons and tons of fast melee units into it at once.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? Like, especially with the -1 damage, there's time it for when their good combat piece can actually kill a bunch of berserkers, and suddenly they don't kill a bunch of berserkers, and it's really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
damage in
Cool.
combat.
I think thousand tons have sort of quietly been recovering since being spanked about rules-wise, and it's interesting that the Terminators has become such a staple, given that was not at all what people were using before, but it seems to be very popular now.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things, because when you have such a busted one build, it takes a while for the players to get over it and actually look at other builds that are potentially there. And like I think like a few people have been using Rubrikai. I think we've actually covered Rubrikai a couple times.
It's popped up, right?
Stream. And I feel like there's going to be more and more of them popping up as well, because the more and more they seem competitively viable, the more and more they get used, and that's just the general process of how these things go, right? Yeah, I think it's really, really awesome, and I really, really like the list. And well done, top 6, taking it all the way to the end, to the very, very end, which is pretty awesome. And we have Blood Angels. Oh, do you reckon this is the new detachment?
I really hope it is. Let's see
I really hope it is too.
It is the new detachment.
It is the new detachment. Yay! I love
that title, Commander Santa Claus. Love that. Good times. Yeah. That's excellent.
Oh, Commander Santa Claus. That's amazing. Santa Claus. Santa. I just went there.
It's so silly.
It's so silly. That's amazing. Okay, so let's have a look. See, so we have Captain with Jump Pack. With the. I'm not even going to. Oh, Carmine Reliquary.
That's the Scout chaplain.
That'll be Scout because it's the chaplain. Yeah,
Scout boy. Then we've got a chaplain with Master of Red Thirst. I believe that's the +1 strength. I believe. Question mark.
I'm assuming it's 25 points, which I think is the Sustain 2 enhancement.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it might well be.
Might be the Sustain 2 enhancement, actually. But yeah, so he's got an enhancement, which is either the +1 strength or the Sustain 2 enhancement. We've got Commander Santa Claus. I imagine this is Dante Claus, which is awesome. We have Marty's. The Marty's unit here, by the way, is so annoying. Like a -1 damage, 5 of Vilna Pain on tap. Like, it's a very, very annoying unit to engage with here. And then we've got Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, very standard. Can't leave home with that one. Got Intercessors with Sticky, Death Company Dreadnought. These guys are really good with a Film of Pain. Like, they are really, really annoyingly good with a Film of Pain. Like, a toughness 10, 2-up save, I believe, 12 wounds on Dreadnought?
Yeah, 12 wounds. I mean, the main thing is the surge, right? Like, the blood surge on these guys with the Feel No Pain is it buys you a lot of space around the circles, right? I was going to say, if an opponent ever drags all of your big scary jump pack units off to go in areas of the board where there aren't circles, the Death Company Dreads will basically single-handedly hold the circles against any 5-man infantry units that it has to fight sort of on the edges of the board. And I think they do that really well.
Yeah, which is really awesome. I actually have 3 Brutalis Dreadnoughts from that starter set a while ago. So I'll have to
because you bought it for the Brutalis Dreads, right, Ed? Not the other unit that came in that box, right?
Yes, I obviously bought it for the 3 Brutalis Dreads, planning ahead for this exact scenario.
Because you would never have run Max Desolation Marines at all.
I didn't run Max. I ran 10.
When I played you had at least 10 of them.
Yeah, that was the 10. It turns out you didn't need 3 units when one of them has.
You didn't.
That was fine. It was a Space Wolf Desolators as well, so therefore it was fluffy and it was totally within character of the Space Wolves.
That is true, actually. Yeah, the Space Wolves are always shooting people from behind walls. I love that.
Yeah, they're always shooting.
Always.
I only had 200 points of shooting in the list, so I think that's very accurate.
True, actually, it just did a lot of work.
It was only 200 points of shooting and 1,800 points of combat, but that 200 points of shooting was pretty rough.
It was pretty rough. Yeah, I mean, this looks cool. I think we'll see a lot of the 25, 30 Death Company Marines with jump packs, won't we? I think that's going to be very popular as a list.
Yeah, I mean, he's gone for 25, but I think 20 to 25 is the sweet spot. I don't think you ever run the full 30. I think you always want that 1 5-man that's like middle of the road. This will go in and kill a okay to decent-ish unit but isn't like a big overcommittal of resources.
Yeah, that's very fair.
I love the 30, to be honest. You know, I love the bricks.
I know you do. Ed.
Shocking. Ed likes
Ed
max
also,
times 3 of a unit.
I like value out of my strats, Jack.
And there'll be 30 JPIs as well because it's Ed and it's just
Yeah, it'll be fine. And I'll just tag something that's really annoying to be tagged. So Sangard, we've got three Sangard men. I've got the blades. Yeah, I haven't got the spears.
Yeah,
there's 2 spear units in here.
As I think the spears are really, really important here because now because I don't think they lose out on that much, but they do get lance like permanently now, right? So
100%.
So I do think I would be running them all with lance with these spears now. I think just because I think they are.
Yeah, I think that the reason for that is that the main issue with the spears, which is that they're only AP2, is offset by the fact this detachment has a +1 AP strap. So that's sort of why I think you're going to see a shift to spears at the very least.
Yeah, I think so too. Having the extra AP is nice, but when you have it on tap, it's not too bad.
I think the only thing about this list that surprises me is there is no fights first captain unless it's one of these 2 enhancements. But I'm not sure. I guess we should probably look up what these enhancements actually are.
I'll have a look. 1 second.
And make sure we're not feeding people the wrong information, of course.
The internet is here for misinformation.
Yeah. So Master of the Red First is the fights first enhancement.
Okay, cool. So
we have got the fights first in there.
So that is the fight first. So it's fight first guy, which is fun. And that's probably why it's 25 points as well. All right, that is a pricey enhancement, but a very good enhancement. Okay, cool. I like the new Rageful Onslaught. It is super fun, and I think it's going to do really well. And any other weird and interesting factions in the top 10 that we can look at quickly, or should we move on?
Let's have an eyeball. See if there's anything
exciting. Chaos Demons. Very nice.
We're not going to look at the Necrons, so we might as well look at the demons.
We're not going to look at the Necron list, folks. Why on earth would we look at the Necron list?
I think the question in everyone's mind is it chickens? And the answer is no, it is not. It is Blood Legion.
Blood Legion!
Now that was a turn none of us saw coming. Look, there is, however, still 2 chickens in it.
God's sake.
God damn it, I thought we were onto something here. I was like, oh, Blood Legion. No, there's still 2 Lords of Change in it. God damn it.
I hate the fact that they're so damn efficient that you still need
There's always
them.
a really good side about a unit, right, where it just gets plugged into another themed detachment anyway, because it's just so good it doesn't matter.
I actually think it's a really clever inclusion, right, if you think about it logistically for a moment, right? Because like the problem with chickens, one of their small, very minimal number of problems that they have is that they're only 18-inch range, right?
Yeah.
So they have to be quite close to the thing they want to shoot in order to interact with them.
Yeah.
Blood Legion kind of offsets this by going, okay, my Lord of Changes with an 18 of you and he's just shot you. I also have Scarbrand next to him, and if you go near my Lord of Change to charge it, Scarbrand's going to kill you by doing their weird surge thing in the movement phase and just sort of protecting the Lords of Change.
Yeah,
I actually think this is quite. I might give this a go. I think this is actually quite interesting.
To be honest, I just think Blood Legion's really good.
Well, especially if now it's got some very genuine gun in it, which it does.
Yeah, have you ever seen? Yeah, I was going to say, you ever seen 10 Blood Letters with 2 pips of the, what they called?
Renmasters. Yeah, but that kills everything. 2 pips of Renmasters turns every unit into a blender.
It kills Victrix for 110 points.
Yeah, plus 300 points of support characters.
Yeah, but they won't die to the Ballisticide, and it'll be fine.
But yeah, so the list itself, right? What we got? We got the 2 Lords of Change. We've got a Bloodthirster with Fury's Cage, which we will just take a moment and look up what that actually does. So basically, it gives him reroll hits and reroll wounds if he hurts himself for D3 + 1. So there is a bit of an downside, but reroll hits and wounds is a real good buff to chuck on a Bloodthirster.
And again, what's that going to flatten? That's going to flatten Victrix.
It certainly does. Then we have Mr. Scarbrand. He also flattens Victrix pretty well with flat 6 damage and AP4.
Yeah.
We've got 3 units of Bloodletters. We've got a Beast of Nurgle. We've got Flamers. There's a lot of units in here that hurt me to see in this Blood Legion list.
They're not friends, are they? I don't think they're friends.
Siege and Khorne are famously friends, right? In the lore.
But yeah.
Friends. Let's see what AI has to say.
I don't think they
No,
are.
Zeke and Corn are not friends.
No, they're not. They don't like these
Shocking.
stupid nerds, wizards. They hate them. They're like,
Disguised
what are you
psychic of
reading?
magic. Well, Zinch is literally god of magic and change. Well, there we go.
Yeah. Right, when we got 3 units of flesh hounds and a unit of seekers, so
Oh wow!
there's quite a lot of variety to this list. To
This
be
is
fair,
I
there's
know
a lot
Jack
going on.
Jack is very much a demon specialist, but I think he's cooked a cool little list here. This is quite annoying because I do think, as you say, Blood Legion is much more real. The threat of it is much more real if there's also some very dangerous shooting that you're trying to cut off, and you can't because that's suddenly their rules going to really, really protect them. That's
I think it's a direction that's worth playing around with. I mean, admittedly, I think scintillating is just idiot-proof enough that it probably is still the go-to build.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see something like this explored a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. No, well done, Jack. That's a
interesting.
really cool list. I'm glad we looked at it.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. It wasn't just chickens, which is.
It wasn't just chickens, but they were there.
And by the way, I am wearing pants in the videos. By the way, guys, I am. I know it doesn't look like it because I'm in pajamas, but I totally am. I swear.
Yeah, I know Scribo's been caught with his pants not very much on.
Really?
Well, no, I mean, he was wearing just underwear on one of our streams once.
That is incredible.
It was so good.
Did we clip that and post it as a short?
I think we did.
Forever?
We've got quite a lot of clips from the recent times of Scribo doing something weird on the stream, so that's good.
That's good. And also, someone's asked, good question. Sorry, someone's asked, what's people's New Year, new armies?
Well, I mean, I've already said what mine is, so it's the lizards.
Yeah. So I've acquired some Tau, which I'm going to be doing Crusade with, and I will see if it escalates from there or not. I'm quite excited to paint some of those, and especially to paint some Kroot because I do love Kroot. How about you, Ed?
So it's all covered in the video, but I've come up with 5 options for my New Year, new army. Because I've got a few goals with it. It's going to be, I want a display board for it, number 1. Number 2, I want to do some freehand on it somewhere, which is going to be fun. Number 3, I want it to be kit bashable. So I want to be able to convert a lot of stuff. So those are my 3, main things that I want to cover with the army. But I've basically come up with 5. I'm not going to ruin anything, but if you just 5 ideas in the video, it's like, I'll give you one of them. It's Eldar, because Eldar are a bad decision.
I had 60 heavy intercessors written down.
I will again. Painted, so I could turn
Damn.
it into an army. But yeah, there's a few options in there. But basically, the idea is I've given everyone 5 options, but the 6th option is going to come from these guys who are commenting. So effectively, yeah, someone just has to leave ideas for me to look at, and if I see one I like, I'll add it to the pool. This can be down to color scheme specifics, conversion specific, all that sort of stuff. And I'm going to add that into the pool of ideas. And then basically, I'm going to roll a dice and see which one I do.
Oh, lovely.
Because as long as I'm happy to do all of the options in front of me, I don't mind which one I do. I'm really happy with the 5 options I've come up with. I think all of those are really, really cool. So I just need one more to make it 6 so I can roll off. But that is going to be the army I'm going to be doing. Oh, what will it take, Ed, to run all the new Necron characters and some Tesseract vaults? I don't think anything in the world could get me to do that. I'm like 99% sure. If I take Necrons to something, you have to check if I'm a lizard in disguise. I think that's probably what you'll have to do. Yeah. I've had to paint 1 Necron for a painting video so far, and I was like, this is okay. One Royal Warden felt fine, but yeah. Okay, cool. So that's Black Crow GT. So I am going to... you guys, look away. You're going to see who am I. So look away from the screen. I can see Jack spying. So I'm going to add this to scene. Click this. Play. Okay, cool. We're back. We've got our next game. So, guys, if people are not familiar with this game, this is Who Am I? So where Chris, whereas now it's me, who's going to be giving some hints towards an awesome character in the lore.
Sick.
And they're going to have to guess based off how many, guess who the character is based on the guesses. Whoever guesses it first from the hints after they've written it down will get the most points. Do not put any comments in the comments. Do not put your guesses in the comments. Afterwards.
That's bad behavior.
Yeah, because Jack's
I'll cheat
in this game, so you just got to make sure he does.
Jack and I do pretty good at this anyway. We don't want to.
They do.
They don't want that taken away from us.
Okay, so number 1, this character is still alive.
Fuck off, Chris.
Well,
I can't believe that was the first guess.
Uh,
Wow. As I say, I mentioned this earlier. I got this wrong. So, okay, number 2.
Right, hold on, give me a second. I'm just going to write it down.
Oh, too late. Follow me, and I promise you glory is a direct quote from this character.
Okay, I'm going to stick.
Okay, number 3. This character has held their position for over 500 years.
Ooh.
Okay. Number 4. Bloody-handed warrior who piles skulls of his enemies. He builds a mound of the fallen. His foes weep rivers of blood.
Okay.
I am completely lost.
I think this is a misdirect. I don't think this is what it looks like it is.
I don't think it is either. I'm completely lost here.
I'm
But
going to ignore it.
And then number 5. This character is not a fan of the Inquisition.
Oh, fuck. I'm a fan of the Inquisition.
Guys, I got this very wrong, so I'm interested to see how you guys got on.
I think.
okay, I
I
think I might know who it is, but I could be wrong here. But I think I have it. There is a bit of if it is right, there is definitely a bit of a misdirect here.
I quite like that, and I think that's good. I like that the structure is evolving as we play. It's getting harder now.
Okay.
Walk us through our choices, Ed.
Yeah, let's go for your choices.
If I am right and Ed got this wrong, I will be very disappointed in Ed.
Yeah, I know. I was disappointed with myself. I didn't want to say that because it might give you a hint. So
Yeah. Okay. So I think I'm on the right track.
So, number 1, this character's still alive. Who did you write down?
I put Dante, Ed.
You put Dante.
Yeah.
You mean Sante?
Yeah, Sante. Yeah.
Jack.
I put Marneus Calgar.
Marneus Calgar. They are both still alive, boys.
They are both
done
old.
well so far. Number 2, Tom, take it away.
I stayed on Dante, Ed.
You stayed on Sante, amazing. And Mr.
I
Jack.
put Abaddon.
Abaddon, brilliant. You covered Chaos, Marneus, and Sante. Number 3, they've held their position for over 500 years. Tom, what did you reckon?
I also held my position, Ed. I stayed with Dante.
Stayed with Sante, fantastic.
I had Abaddon.
You had Abaddon, fantastic, awesome. And then we have number 4, a bloody-handed warrior who piles the skulls of his enemies. He builds mounds of the fallen, his foes weep with blood. Tom, what did you write down for that one?
I decided it was too late, and I stuck on Dante, Ed.
Yeah, you doubled down on. I also doubled down in this exact scenario with the wrong person. And then
I put Abaddon again.
Abaddon, fantastic. Tom, this character is not a fan of the Inquisition. Is Dante a fan of the Inquisition?
I have no fucking idea, Ed, but I put Dante.
Good. So you wrote down Dante and Mr. Jack. Who did you write down?
I changed to Logan Grimnar.
Changed to Logan Grimnar, eh? So, guys, for this week, we've done really well, where Jack is in to take home 1 point and Tom's taking home nothing. The answer was Logan Grimnar.
Yes.
Logan Grimnar.
I cannot believe you didn't get this, Ed. That is the most disappointing part of this. That's like one of his main things, is he doesn't like the Inquisition.
I wrote down Lomartes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I was definitely feeling a chaos vibe for 2 and 4.
I think they were trying to. I think they were quite deliberately trying to give us a bit of a chaosy feeling off some of those, and so no, they did a good job there.
Yeah. Well, Logan Grimnar was the answer this week, guys. If you got it correct, then awesome, well done. So next part of the show is list surgery. So we're gonna have one more list after the Dear Deirdres as well, because I have it in a separate scene because I couldn't add it. But first of all, let's go on to the first list. This is our chance to discuss our members lists. If you want to get our analysis and speak to listen on YouTube's members section of our Discord. Speaking of which, a little bit of self-promotion. We haven't mentioned it yet. We have a Discord, and we have a members-only section for that Discord. There's lots of awesome things in there. We get to cover. We basically have a channel for each of the factions. We have list surgery available. You can put Dear Deirdres in. It's a really awesome and active Discord that people can get involved with. If you'd like to get involved with that, then go ahead and make yourself a lieutenant or a captain. If you want to get involved with coaching as well, make yourself a chat master. You get to see some awesome stuff from us. So, list surgery going on to number 1 is Paint Celestine Sisters, Champions of Faith. Luckily, we have a Sisters player in the chat.
I've got this, Jack. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I think you'll be all right.
Jack, take us away.
Let's go through this. We've got Val, Celestine, Agatha, or Astrid Thurger, Agatha Dolan, Murder Minions, Flamed Minions, Halberd Sacrosants, Mace Sacrosants, Metal Retributors, Immolators, and a Rhino. I think what's gone on here is the Hospitallers have been cut, and that's sort of where the points have been saved for the list, which is it's an interesting direction to take it post Slate World. Although I have just scrolled up in the 6+ Discord and seen that there is 3 Hospitallers in the list, so there is 3 Hospitallers in the list as well. Because I thought it was a little odd not to see those with Sacrosants.
There's indeed 3 Hospitallers as well. Brilliant. We now know.
I think my main concern with this list is it is very, very light on early game stuff that plays the game, right? So we're going to have a half a Dominion squad that's going to sit on our backfield. We're going to have half a Dominion squad that, is going to go into the middle early for a card or something. And then that's kind of it. We don't have any screens. We don't have any chaff. Now, I think maybe that problem is kind of unavoidable in the current world of Sisters. But maybe there's scope to cut out maybe one of the units. Maybe like Thurger and Dolan. I like Celestine in this detachment, but I personally hate Celestine. So if it were me, I would cut Celestine, and I would probably cut Astrid Thurger and Dolan here just to have 230 points more stuff, 220 points more stuff, somewhere around that region, and just invest it into maybe a couple more scoring unit stuff that buys you space, maybe some Seraphim. I quite like Zephyrim here. If you could probably cut Thurger and stick 5 Zephyrim in for Celestine to go around with. Not that helps the screening issues, but those all seem sensible to me. I guess something else I've just read as well is according to the list on 6++ Discord, there is no Paragon Warsuits for Val here. What is Val? I'm going to assume that there's supposed to be 3 Paragons in this list. Right? Otherwise, like what is Val doing here?
Yeah, this looks like 1,400 points. So I'm going to assume that they are. Okay.
But yeah, more screens. That's my thinking. I think you just want an extra unit or 2 just to exist and play the game.
It's what the Flamer females used to do, right? They used to run forward and
the Seraphim.
No, the early trade guys that res
Sanctifiers.
Yes, the one.
Well, they work a bit differently in other detachments because they're a lot slower outside of bringers. In this detachment, Hallowed Martyrs, how I've seen them run is people attach a priest and they become a bit of a hybrid unit. They go out and they tackle a couple of problems at once rather than being that sort of early game trade. But
okay, cool. Well, there you go, Paige Celestine. There's some advice from our professional Sisters player. So let's go on to the next one, which is going to be Garathra. Custodes Lions. So Custodes Lions. That's exciting. Let's see what we've got. As soon as it actually loads.
Oh, Lions
thing. Eds.
Yeah.
There's a blank screen. Oh, there we are.
There we go. I was clicking. It just wasn't bringing it up. Okay, so
got 3 shield captains on a bike. What a hero!
Yeah. As soon as there we go. So you got 3 shield captains on bike. 2 units of God. That's like an embarrassingly long time for you to click that button because it wasn't clicking. A grav tank. 2 units of 4 prosecutors. 3 units of 3 bikes. 4 vigilators and 4 witch seekers at the Calus. So Custode Lions.
Yeah, a lot in custodies these days, don't you?
You do. I mean, we say it's a lot, but that is actually realistically not many. Right? But you're not wrong. But I think the main thing here is that the shield captain gives the move after killing something, right?
Yes, he does.
And then they do the mortals when they do that as well. So I can see that I saw something similar from Steve Box, I think, from one of the events that he went to.
Oh, yeah.
And he just runs the bikes forward to something, kills something, moves, and either goes back into a safe place-ish, or can then push even further in with the bikes while producing threats from some other areas. I am kind of worried that we're missing out on like 200 points here as well, but I don't know. Maybe everything is that expensive.
I'll go and find the list. Yeah,
but effectively here we have got 4 units of scoring effectively with the Witch Seekers, Vigilators, and the Prosecutors. The Grav Tank gives you some good shooting, which is twin linked and 2s to hit, which is lovely. The 2 units of 5 guard now are pretty solid because they are come a little bit cheaper. Advice on this, I think it's a tough one. I think you've got if you wanted to run 9 bikes and 3 shield captains, I think you've got it about as trimmed as you can. Really,
I've got one key thing that hurts me not seeing her in the Custodians. Where is Draxus?
Is it Draxus?
Like where is Draxus? Come on, she is the best Custodians unit in the game. Get her in there.
Yeah.
And I don't care what you take out to put her in, right? But she just has to be in there. You have a unit of Custodian Guard and no Draxus to join them. They are mandatory, right? If you've got one, you must have the other.
Yes, the Draxus and all the Inquisitor used to be sort of auto include, but now they're sort of not. But the double shooting Draxus is insane. The loan up's amazing. It just gives so much utility to the army or to the unit. So I think you probably do want Draxus. Someone's going to go on to it a little bit later, but I think you definitely need Draxus. Just for that double shoot. That one turn of double shooting really can clear out a couple of screens that you really don't want to exist. Or soften up a unit enough that you don't have to send too many things out to trade. It's just a good, solid unit to have overall.
Hey, she kills 2 Victrix real good.
Yeah, nailed it. I'm not sure how the Lions like the Victrix, but I'm sure we'll find that out at some stage in the future. But yeah, cool. Anything else to add on that one, guys, or are we happy?
Yeah, I just love that it's Captain Triple Bite unit. I'm imagining them trying to all fight and move together and all getting in each other's way. And
I won't lie. I played a unit of bikes with the captain at the Saffron Doubles either last week or the week before. I can't remember now, and it was incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah, it does struggle. I think if you want to run this because you have the bikes and you like the bikes, you crack on. But I think there are definitely more competitively viable options now. Like even when it comes down to the guard spam seems okay now because it's just.
I'll tell you what. If you all want a fun unit to look at that I think you're going to see a lot more of, it's a Custodes Land Raider. I think that is a good unit. Get ready to see them. I'm making my call now. We're going to see Land Raiders in the meta for just Custodes for the next few months. Making that call now.
That sounds great. I will buy 3 Land Raiders. I've decided my new army, new year, guys. Awesome. So yeah, cool. So let's go on to the next one. Oh, this is Phil Gill. Worldy is Demonkin. So we have Angron, Bloodthirst with 2+ save, Scarbrand, Footprints with Blessings Giver, 2 units of 10 Bloodletters, 10 Jackals, 5 Fleshhounds, 3 8-bound, and 2 Forge Fiends. So the Demonkin have some really interesting rules with the fact that you could bring up a unit of Bloodletters. Obviously now it's been changed that you can't land within 6. You can still land outside of 6, but that's it. You can't just turn up wherever, so people can screen it out a little bit easier now. Scarbrand is obviously awesome with attachment. I don't think it's a 2-up save that it gives it. I think it's a 3-up save. To be honest, the enhancement.
He definitely gets a save, doesn't he?
No. They're 3-up save base. So
are they?
Them a 2-up save. Yeah. They changed Bloodthirsters and Scarbrand to be 3-up base.
Quite cool enhancement then.
Oh, that's really cool. That's actually a very good attachment. That's actually a very good enhancement. Angron, did he get advance and charge this day? Did he not in the end?
No. He didn't.
No, he didn't, did he? So yeah, so Angron is obviously a beat stick in his own right. He's got Bloodthirster and Scarbrand, so he's got 3 big guys running around with the Footprints with Blessings Giver. Blessings Giver does.
It'll be the dude that gives the Blessings of Corn ability to the Blood Legion stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, makes sense. That's fine. And then, yeah, cool. So the actual sort of macro of this army, I imagine, is stuff dies on objectives. You bring down Bloodletters, you score points, and you can sort of use the abilities later on. The good thing about this is that if you build blood type points early on, you can get some serious solid abilities on your Scarbrand, Bloodthirster, and Bloodletters. But I feel like you've got a lot here that does not advance and charge at all, which might be an issue. Like the Bloodthirst can't, Scarbrand can't. What can?
Scarbrand can.
Scarbrand does.
Scarbrand can. So Angron, so Angron can't, Bloodthirster can't, but then Scarbrand can.
Scarbs is also slower than the other two, so it is a lot of big blocky things, isn't it? Once you've got the 4 monsters and the 2 Forge Fiends, and there's not a lot of stuff that's going to be able to like navigate terrain if it needs to.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. Demonkin are very interesting still. The fact you still rack up blood type points and all that sort of thing is fun. The 5+ fill the pain against mortal wounds and psychic armor body is hilarious when it goes off, especially into something that it matters. But yeah, I think overall, Worldy is anything that strays away from Berserker Warband is struggling. But I think it's a really cool concept. And the other thing that I think I would add is probably looking at the Forge Fiends in this attachment are decent, but depending on the meta you're playing as well, it might be worth looking at getting rid of some Forge Fiends for some more missiles with some advancing charge like Spawn. Maybe even some more, maybe some Gormungs in the middle to like give you some early space and all that sort of good stuff. It sort of depends on your play style. But or maybe even more Bloodletters, because I think the Bloodletters are actually really good in this attachment, just because of the fact they can pop up and be annoying, or if someone decides not to kill something, they can rapid ingress somewhere and be annoying, and all that good stuff. So, anyone else know any more about Demonkin or have anything else to contribute there?
I can't say that I do, Ed.
Fair enough, Mr. Jack.
No, I got nothing.
Nice. Well, that's what I'd say, basically, dude. So I think you've got a good setup there. I think the one thing is probably just trying to add some Spawn, or just try it out.
That early pressure is nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the scout, it's the early pressure, and with the Gorma, basically, if you got rid of the Forge Fiends and had tried, just I'm not even saying permanently, just try it out, because basically the Forge Fiends have an effective threat range of like 18, effectively, because that's when they have the rerolls. And they hit on 4s, so stealth can sort of mess that up. So, I think maybe trying out some more pressure for the early game might give you something interesting there.
I think you're right.
Yeah, cool. So we're on the DG. Oh, no, we're not. We're on to smaller surgeries. We've got one more. We've got Hubris Deathwatch. So
Hubris Deathwatch.
Luckily, we have a Deathwatch player.
Oh, he's got my favourite enhancement.
Well, Jack...
It's the one that lets you rapid ingress an extra time.
Make sure you know what
you can rapid ingress 15 units, right?
So please.
Jack takes away.
All right. So what have we got here? We've got
a test for Jack. He's trying to trip him up. He's just trying to get.
Yeah. So we've got the Watchmaster who gives advanced fullback shooting charge. He's got Thief of Secrets, which is the +1. I know it's +1 damage. I think it also gives +1 strength and AP as well, and it gives +2 to all those if the bearer has killed something in the game. Yeah. You've got 10 veterans, shoot and melee, so I assume that's 4 hammers, 2 cannons, and shields, probably.
Yeah.
We've got a Judicia with the Beacon Angelis, which, as we all know, obviously lets you rapid ingress a second time for free. It doesn't do that, by the way. Please don't ban me, Reddit. And then 5 vets with melee weapons, so nice little ingress fights first, deep strike unit there. Librarian with a Fortis kill team, that is the one with the Desolation Marines is sort of the main reason people are taking it. Get that Vengor launcher and Castellan launchers with the Deathwatch bonuses. We've got a Gravis Captain with the Tome of Ectoclades, which gives them a second Oath of Moment target once per game, and an Indomitor kill team. We've got an Intercessor squad, we've got 2 JPIs, 2 Deathwatch Terminator squads, an Infiltrator squad, and a Hammer Strike. Hammer Strike is the strip covers one, or the +1 wound against vehicles and monsters? I can't remember.
I think it's the +1. I think it's the strip cover one, because that's.
I think that would make some.
Yeah, that's what they're down in points, right?
I guess my first thought is I think Tome and Thief should be swapped around. I think Thief gets more value off the Gravis Captain than it does off the Watchmaster. I know that sounds a little weird because the Gravis Captain's unit is a shooter unit and the Watchmaster's one is a melee one, but the logic behind that is that it turns the Indomitor kill team into a bit of a melee. They just become pretty good in melee, really, right? You have your 3 aggressors in there. You have your Gravis Captain who gets the +2 strength on the charge. Then he gets +1 strength for the enhancement off his Power Fist, and suddenly the dude is, 5 attacks at strength 11, AP 3, damage 3, and if he's killed something, strength 12, AP 4, damage 4, and you've got a pretty substantial second melee threat there. I don't think you need the Librarian with the Fortis kill team. I think we could just spend the points there on taking just an extra chaff unit. Otherwise, I think it all looks pretty good to me. I don't think I would run Infiltrators and Deathwatch. I think I would run Incursors because they really... The thing with these big, very expensive Deathwatch units is when they go into something, you need to be almost certain they're going to pick up what they're going into. So anything you can add that stacks those odds in your favour, like Incursors, just helps and adds up a bit.
Yeah, makes sense. I mean, do you think you're going to see, like with chickens, about a rise in maybe a librarian or two here or there to try and keep certain things alive? Or
I don't think it works as a one-off, right? Like, if you have it in one Fortis kill team, they're just not going to interact with that Fortis kill team unless it's the only thing that's exposed.
Yeah, I just mean in general, is what I meant.
I think if you go wider on the librarians, I think it's fine. But the problem is we're teching for one list in a meta where there's 4 or 5 lists that are equally good and all very powerful. And, by taking 4 librarians, you make your matchup into those others substantially worse.
Psychic nerds! Unless you have Librarius Conclave, then they're always there anyway, right? It's fine.
I think in that case, right, where you're taking them anyway, yeah, sure. I think that works there, and it probably does have some play into a couple of the other armies, but I certainly wouldn't be just taking librarians. I think as a
meme,
as a unit, as a one-off.
Yeah, that's fair. That's reasonable. Okay, so Hubris, there you go.
All right, I'll await the Reddit post in about half an hour on the 19 things I got wrong there. So
I'm gonna get him.
We have our first Dear Deirdre. Is this going to be a Deirdre from you, Jack, saying how do you recover from Reddit? Oh no, it's not. So I find I'm having a lot of trouble finding motivation to paint models. I am for big parts of the year quite busy with work, like 50, 60 hours a week. And when I have a day off, I tend to just be a vegetable. I'd rather have spent that time working on my army in hindsight, but in the moment, I struggle to choose it as recreation. How do you reframe the hobby side of things as a downtime activity? Who wants to take that one?
10. It is hard for you to motivate yourself to do because it is more work. And you're doing a lot of work. You don't have to do more work when you're not working. Our world has a very good way of making it feel like that's what you should be doing with your time now, and we're certainly victims of that, sat up here doing an extra job. But I think painting is one of those things, and others can attest, when you are rested, it is so much easier to be excited about hobby and creating and other things. It's tough to find that motivation, I think, when you are as busy as that. So I think, certainly speaking for myself, holidays are a good time because you'll have a bit more rest, you have a bit more headspace. That's a good time to say, well, I'm going to make sure actually, sometime in the midst of holiday or break, I'll actually push a bit more hobby time through. But it's very tough when you're doing 50, 60-hour week to do things. I think the key thing is to probably break your hobby down into very small chunks if you are trying to do any. If you only have the motivation of, I'm going to this week I might paint a unit, that's a lot easier to get yourself started on and have it running somewhere. That certainly in the last year or so has worked for me. But I think, I don't actually think there's anything wrong with your body actively rejecting doing additional labour when you've done a bunch of labour. It's telling you something. If you're feeling too tired to do things, your body is often telling you something about what you actually have capacity to be doing, and you don't want to burn yourself out with your job as well. I don't know whether the others have anything else to add on that.
I guess my way of approaching, because I'm very sporadic. I either have lots and lots of motivation to do lots of painting very quickly, or very little motivation to paint things. But unfortunately, part of my job now is I have to paint things. So I kind of have to just get on and with it. And part of how, at least I maybe fall my brain into doing more painting, is I have to sort of associate it with other things I want to do in my downtime. So it'll be like, if I'm playing a game or something, it'll be like, okay, I finished a round of this game. Now I have to do 1 model's worth of this base coat that I'm doing, right? And then I can play my next round of my game. And I sort of have to reward myself for doing the painting in ways where it kind of coincides with things I want to do. And I think the other thing is sometimes I think people get a bit too hung up on how they want their models to look. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? If you're just painting to play some games and whatnot, it's okay if it's only 3 or 4 colors and they're all a bit hastily applied. Maybe you've used a lot of contrast paints, and that's fine, right? Like, as long as As long as you get to the table and you have a fully painted army, you are doing better than 80% of people who pick up models.
Yeah, that's 100% right. So the thing is, like, when you've got, for me, whenever I'm painting stuff, obviously I paint an inordinate amount throughout the year. It's a lot. It's a lot throughout the year when you add it up. But in terms of motivation, it's for me, it's very much so. Whenever I look at and whenever I do something, I have to be excited about it. You know, I can't. I unfortunately can't trick my brain. I have to sort of go, what do I want to do? I want to do this, so I'm gonna do this. But it also depends on how you want your models to be painted as well. Like everyone has their own sort of like a set standard they like to paint to. Like as Jack says, some people are quite happy with 3 or 4 colors and all that sort of thing. But just don't punish yourself if you don't have time to hit those levels that you want to go to in like a very short time frame. Because as you say, when you're working 50, 60 hours a week, that's a ridiculous amount of part of the week. You've got rest on top of that as well. You've got going out for a beer on a Friday, whatever. Like painting isn't something that to be stressed or worried about. It's something that you should be enjoying, and just try and do it as and when you can, and enjoy it when you do it. Because burnout of hobby is real. So like painting for 24 hours in a row, for example, that sort of itched my painting scratch for a solid week. I didn't need to pick up a brush after that for about a week. As an example. So okay. So how do you refrain from hobby aside from downsides? Yeah, cool, awesome. I hope that helps, 10. Let's go on to the next one. Dear Deirdre, I'm a competitively minded player whose primary army is Tyranids. The majority of Nid lists I see doing well are Horde-style, Gaunt-heavy lists. The problem is, I do not enjoy this style of play. Unfortunately, it has felt like this has been the most competitive version of this for multiple data slates now. Should I just bite the bullet and buy 18 Victrix Guard? Pancakes. Okay. Jack, do you want to take this one first then?
I think it's always I think it's partly a mindset issue, right? Like I think you're associating being competitively minded with how many games I win with my army, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
you can be competitively minded and play the armies you enjoy, right? They're not mutually exclusive things, right? Yes, you might do better if you go out and buy 18 Victrix Guard, for sure, right? But that doesn't define you as being a competitive player or not. And I think this is more of a question of, I think your mindset about the game needs to change, where if you start focusing on, rather than going how well have I done at this event, focus more on how well have I played at this event, right? Like this feels so much like a mindset thing more so than something that's because I think it's very tricky to be like, okay, you want to stick with your play style, so you need to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm not sure that's what's going on here.
Yeah, I think it definitely sounds like a mentality sort of thing, a sort of approach. Like for me, I'm a competitive minded player, but I use some daft lists, right? But you just basically have to sort of realign your goals within the realistic, expectations of the army that you can do, and sort of assess how you're playing instead. And sort of focus on your own individual performance and be like, oh, how did I play this game? Could I play this game better? Could I have done this a little bit, this part of the game better, and all that sort of thing. I feel like that you'd find it much more healthy from that perspective. And if your primary army is Tyranid, it also depends on where you're at. If you've been playing Tyranids for a long time, you played the same style, and you don't really like the Horde style, and you want to play something different, and it's going to be 18 Victrix Guard, you can go and do that. But again, it won't define you as a competitive player, as Jack says. Competitive players come in various formats. I've known I know some really, really good players who have taken Agents of the Imperium to competitive events. It's all about just sort of realigning your expectations with what you're taking, and just having your own personal goals, which can be, it could even be down to play this matchup and don't get bodied. Like it comes down to that, So I think just sort of trying to bear in mind that, yes, Tyranids aren't the most competitive army in the game right now, and Victrix Guard are much more competitive, but it doesn't mean that you need to take a Victrix Guard to carry on playing competitively.
Yeah, Pancakes is actually in the chat, so hello, Pancakes.
Hello, Pancakes.
And they've noted that it's tough when you're in a teams tournament when you want to do the best you can for the team. And yes, teams makes this hard.
Yes.
And I have spent a lot of the last couple of years playing whatever was useful in a team's role and not what I necessarily wanted to play. So I fully get that with teams. I think borrowing something can be good for teams. If there's something you think you absolutely must have, then don't invest money in it for one team and then for anything else.
I mean,
go on, Jack.
I always fundamentally believe that playing something you know in teams is always going to be better for you and your team than going and playing an army you don't understand, right?
Yeah,
like, I'll be honest, right? I have done this, right? We go back to Glasshammer teams that War Masters won, what was it? A few weeks after WTC?
Yes.
I decided I was bored of playing Chaos Knight, so I decided to play Emperor's Children. Now, Emperor's Children at the time were a very good army. I did not have a very good time because I had no idea how the army worked, and despite having Naz to tell me what all my scores should be, I could not deliver the scores that were expected in the 2 key rounds it mattered. Now, fortunately, I got carried in that event, and it didn't matter that I played really badly with the army I didn't understand. But I can tell you now, if I'd taken Sisters, which at the time hadn't had their buffs and whatnot and weren't phenomenally great yet, I guarantee you I would have done better just because of the knowledge I have with that army.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's. I just love playing. It's one of those. When my faction choice for an ITT is very much so a vicious spiral from start to finish, with various army factions and various ideas floating around for a long time. But I feel like you have to just take something that you know and understand most of the time, and not take stupid risks like that. So,
and that's where actually being on an army people haven't played against as much in a given moment can be really useful, right? So there are certain metas, and we may well be in one where it doesn't help enough, but it definitely is a good thing. I mean, we had it with the GW event we just went to, where we had 4 detachments that just were not the detachment people play against with those armies, and that worked really well for us. It was actually really positive, and it changed certain games and certain matchups in lots of useful ways. And so with NIDS, we've got someone in the chat suggesting a bit of a skew Pancakes. I do wonder, I think a skew for NIDS is probably the way to go one way or the other. But if you don't like the hordes, then go the other way. Go the big bugs, go to Norns and other big things. Crush your invasion fleet with the big monsters would be another way to skew it instead. But it's just find something that you're excited about, that you understand the best start point.
Yeah, I'd agree. 100%. Okay. So I think that's the last thing on the actual show itself.
Well, very well hosted, Ed.
Well, I think we just need to cover one more list, which Chris specifically asked me to do.
Oh, we've got specific instruction where you best have.
Ed's made himself really
giant
big.
Ed.
Giant Ed. Again. No. It's going to take too long. Let's just do Sally's. I'm going to add me, and then I'm going to add Jack. Jack's a little Christmas hat. Oh. Okay. Okay, cool.
Is Tom selected for for audio as well?
Is he?
Because he's in the bottom bar, but he's not got the blue highlight that I think means that everyone else can hear him.
Now he can.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's because I had to add him. Okay, so we have the last list. This is Salamanders. I wasn't told what detachment he was using in this, so we're going to have to...
I bet it's the new one. I bet it's the Forge Fathers Seekers.
I don't know, I look at this and I'm thinking, yep, Librarius Conclave guys.
we spoke about it earlier, so it must be right. So we have...
It's not, Robbie, I'm very sorry.
Yeah, if it's not... to be fair, the problem is I didn't see any enhancements on the list either, so for the one that he sent me, so unfortunately I'm not 100% sure. But, so Robert Salamanders, we have Adrax Agatone, Vulcan Hestan, Gravis Captain, Lieutenant with Combi Weapon, 6 Blade Guard, a company heroes, 6 Eradicators, 2 Survive in Fairness, Infiltrators, Scout Squad, Redeemer, 2 Hammer Strikes, and 2 Impulsors. But before we carry on, we're just going into the breakdown. Thank you very much, Chazza Watts. That's a beautiful little gesture.
Thank you.
We love you very much.
We'll make sure. Jack loves a beer, so we'll make sure he gets...
It's all right. I'll buy a beer in spirit. It's okay.
I'll make sure he gives me that money. Don't you worry. I'll chase him down. Nah, so Adrex Agatone. So let's have a look. Let's have a look through. So we have Adrex Agatone is obviously a great unit. He has that thing where if he's half OC within range of him, all that good stuff. He'll probably go in with some Blade Guard. Vulcan probably goes in with maybe an Inferno Squad or Eradicators.
No, he's going with them company heroes.
Company heroes, obviously, yeah. So company heroes, and you got Gravis Captain, probably going with some Eradicators. There you go. And then 2 to 5 Infernus, they've got OC2. They can advance an action in the Infernus detachment and all that sort of good stuff. And they're OC2. So in terms of additions, I do notice there's no intercessors. Intercessors are good. I think we should probably get some intercessors in there somewhere.
Yep.
Just sticky. Sticky is always good. I think you might only need one impulsor ? Because you can't. The one impulsor, you might get away with one impulsor, which is taking some intercessors instead. Because you have the Redeemer, which can also cart people around. So maybe drop an impulsor, take a unit of intercessors, which would be an interesting little combo. And then, yeah, so obviously, again, with the actual detachment itself from the Forge Father Seekers, there's some really cool things you do. Obviously, they've all got advance and shoot, and the Infernus get some extra rules and all that sort of thing. But I think the main thing here is I think a big unit of the Infernus is also really good because they've got they've got the strat, haven't they? The big, is it the Dev Wound strat?
Yeah, it's the Dev Wounds on Flamers. It's not capped. It's, I think, 1 CP for them still as well. And Vulcan gives 4 rerolls to wound versus the target with flame weapons.
Which is awesome. And so that might be something to consider. Apart from that, it looks good. I think as a concept, I think the 2 hammer strikes are solid to remove some cover. It's all good. I'm not sure. I think if you're dropping an impulsor to fit in some intercessors, it might be better to drop the infiltrators at that stage. You have backfield holding, depending on what you want to play. But overall, I think that's kind of the vibe I'm going with. I mean, the actual detachment itself, I think now could probably benefit from some aggressors as well, because they're cheaper. I think those flamer aggressors are quite cheap now. And they
I think those are in a very interesting spot at the minute and probably deserve a bit more. I want to assume Salamanders is a good place for them.
They're natively twin-linked as well, right? So they don't rely on the Vulcan buff to get the Dev Wounds. Like, I think if it were me, I'd cut the Gravis Captain. I'd probably downgrade Blade Guard to a second unit of company heroes, swap the infiltrators to intercessors, and then use the extra points to. I think that might get you an aggressor unit. I think it will, and that's probably the changes I would make.
Yeah, I think so too. I think once you've done those things, you've kind of got it all sorted. So yeah, there you go, Rob. Now, this is one of Chris's mentees, by the way. We thank you very much for the thing. Thank you very much for that. It was awesome. Okay, so I'm big again. Let's go into the normal. So
there we are. We did it.
We did the show without Chris. We managed
only 32 minutes over, guys. We nailed this one.
Over? Sorry,
we're 32 minutes over. Yeah,
he will be delighted with that, and he definitely won't make any sarcastic comments about it.
You won't make any sarcastic comments. Well, guys, it has been a pleasure as always. Thank you very much if you've stuck with us throughout the entire of this beautiful lunch break. If you want to see more stuff like this, drop a like, subscribe also. And yeah, anything else? Any closing thoughts, guys?
No, you all rock. Enjoy
your Christmas, everyone.
I think we're going to be quiet for a bit now. We'll record a few bits, which we'll start getting out, but we just want to have a bit of a rest. So I think you can expect to see us again in a week or two once we've enjoyed the Christmas time.
Indeed. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Have a lovely Christmas all and a new year. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.